Gentlemen, we got a heater today. First ever Pokemon opening from San Diego. I've got 1, 2, 3 Prismatic Evolutions booster bundles and a Destined Rivals booster box. To be honest, I'm most excited about Prismatic. My best pull ever is out of Prismatic.
Think where the rare card would be, is it?
Whoa! What are you kidding? And that was the first video I ever did on Pokemon. Since then, I've opened a lot of Prismatic, and I've never pulled anything. So I've literally got the Umbreon and nothing else. I really want to try and get something new. And Destined Rivals, I'm really hunting the awesome Mewtwo in this set. Let's start with Prismatic. I may mix and match here depending on how this goes. Like, I might go Prismatic 6 and then Destined Rivals 6. Oh, it's so beautiful. A Prismatic Evolutions booster bundle. You know, not even, what, 3 years ago, you could pretty much just get Pokemon cards and it wasn't like this huge ordeal. I wonder if we'll ever get back to that. Or do you think we will just perpetually be in this low stock, hard to get environment? I hope that's not the case. But luckily, I finally got my hands on some Prismatic Evolutions, and my best pull ever's come out of here. Nothing since. You know, Umbreon was such a sick pull, but it's not my favorite evolution. I think my favorite is probably Leafeon. So if I can pull anything, I think I want the Leafeon SIR. All right, our very first pack of Prismatic. It's actually so exciting to open this because it's been so long. Duraludon, Executor, Explorers, Pyra. Ooh, is that a Master Ball? Oh no, it's Pokeball. Pokeball, Blood Moon, Ursaluna. Honestly, a sick card. Also, the lighting here in San Diego looks sick on trading cards, so these openings should be really, really fun. A Blood Moon, Ursaluna.
So Box doesn't know I did this. I'm actually gonna try this service out fully from start to finish, and it did actually work. I created a boxed.gg account under a different name, going through the entire process, trying to get cards, having cards shipped to me. The service sounded really cool. It is actually a really good service. So if you want to check out Box, head on over to box.gg.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
A Shaman and an Arcaludon. It's honestly a really cool card. For not technically being a pull, I mean, I guess it is technically a hit. Blood Moon Ursaluna. Now, the big reason I'm actually doing this video is because Pokemon Worldwide is coming up, and my sponsor, Whatnot, has a huge live event for this, August 14th to the 17th. Pokemon Worldwide is the biggest global collector moment of the year. So whether you're in the US, France, Australia, this is your chance to get your hands on the best Pokemon cards around the globe. I'm giving away one of these sickest cards ever. It's a Japanese Eevee. This card is gorgeous. I kind of wish I could keep it for myself. All you got to do to enter the giveaway is drop your Whatnot username in the comment section below. Also, if you don't yet have Whatnot, you can use my link on screen, and Whatnot will get you $15 off your first purchase. So click the link at the top of the description. You get $15 off your first purchase, and then drop your Whatnot username to enter for that Eevee. I'm so excited to give that away because that's one of the coolest giveaways we've ever done. All right, let's keep ripping. Thank you to Whatnot for sponsoring. All right, a Blood Moon Ursaluna to kick off the opening. I actually really like that. Halucha, Technorado, Carmen, Dusknor, Larry, Skill, and a Vaporeon. You know, me and Shane always talk about, unfortunately, Shane can't be here with us today. He's still in Arizona while I'm here in San Diego. But me and Shane always talk about Prismatic just having the worst hit rates. And yes, I did pull that absolutely ungodly Umbreon, but between me and Shane, we've opened at least, I'd say, 200 Prismatic packs between the two of us, probably more. And there's only one pull between the two of us, and that's the Umbreon. That's it. We probably opened more like 300, I'd say. I wish I had a legitimate count for that, but on this channel alone, we've opened a lot. And, you know, Shane opens a lot off camera. I do as well. We're gonna get the Max Harad Ace spec here. Gotta love it. Hey, a pull is a pull, ladies and gentlemen. We'll take the Max Lot, a Dreepy, and a Groudon as well. An Ace spec is a pull. The Max Rod. Dude, that's what I call my Schmeat after a long-ass night, dude. After popping a Blue Chew, dude, I got the Max Rod. I got my Wasian Batty over here giggling. You want to open one? You don't have to open it on camera, but if you get a pull, you have to show us. Do you want Prismatic or Destined Rivals? I'm in the middle of getting nothing in Prismatic as per the usual.
And then let's move
All right,
on.
I'm giving you one of these Prismatics here. Do you want the Eevee Sylveon or do you want the Jolteon Vaporeon Flareon? You don't have to come in the shop. I don't mind. She's butt naked, you guys. She can't come on camera right now. It's For my eyes only. Dragloak, Duraludon. Dude, if you pull an SIR, I'm actually might be pissed. Just kidding. That'd be fucking lit, dude. It's been so long. It is. Ooh, Pokeball Vaporeon. That's a sick pull. It's a sick card. Pokeball Vaporeon, Carmen. Oh, the double Vaporeon pack. Hey, it's not an SIR, but dude, the double Vaporeon pack, that's actually fire. So we get a Pokeball Vaporeon straight into a Vaporeon EX out of Prismatic. That's a banger. I really like that. Vaporeon's one of my favorites. I've used in-game Vaporeon more than any other. I had a shiny Vaporeon in my last playthrough of Scarlet Violet. Oh, you got Leafeon. Nice. Bingy got a Leafeon and a Hollow Basic Energy. Can't complain about that. Also, a Luna, a little Flabbert Furfrou, and a Pogo Stick. Roto Stick. Cool. A Leafeon action. Dude, like I said, Prismatic is kind of a crazy one, man. Like, it's just, it feels so hard to get a pull out of it sometimes. But we still got 2 booster bundles left, and I'm gonna go Destined Rivals here. Let's go 6 Destined Rivals. Gotta love opening a booster box. That's the other interesting thing. Prismatic Evolutions doesn't have a booster box. Like, Destined Rivals has this big 36 monster. Like, dude, look at this behemoth, man. That's crazy. And Destined Rivals doesn't even have it. Or sorry, Prismatic Evolutions doesn't even have it. Kiddo, you want an Ash's Ho-Oh or Giovanni's Mewtwo? You want the Ash? I don't actually know if it's Ash, guys. Maybe it's Gold's. Maybe it's Ethan. It's Ethan's Ho-Oh, I think. I'm more of a I literally just enjoy the video games, if I can be honest with you guys. I have played through every single Pokemon video game. Every mainline game, and some of dude, you know what was a banger? Mystery Dungeons. That's kind of like a sleeper pull. I don't know that everyone's really played, but Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is one of my favorite games of all time. I think that was on the Game Boy Advance or the DS? She said Squawkabilly is cute. I said,
I be spitting every day. You know,
Mudbray. She said this is my hair this morning.
They balling from LA. I'm from the
that was my hair this morning. That's fucked.
Team Rockets, Archer,
Toadscruel,
take a bad bit down at the showroom. I know that you niggas up in the Bovu.
What'd you get? Pokemon's one of my favorites. Love that little cutie. First Destined Rivals has a little Blaziken for us. I will say, dude, the art on Destined Rivals, even when it's not a pull, is a banger. You get something? What the fuck? Oh my god, no fucking way! It's a fucking banger, dude. Cynthia's a giga baddie, too. Don't even be mad about it. Cynthia's Roserade. Oh, that's so fucking sick. What a pull, dude. Wow, what a banger. A 1 gold star Cynthia's Roserade. That's the best pull. Dude, that's actually the best pull I've gotten out of Destined Rivals, I'd say. I had Cynthia's Garchomp, like triple gold star, but that's way sicker. Cynthia's super bad. And her team is fucking goated cracked. Look at Snover. Just digging, bro. Blood is digging. Hippopotamus, Combuskin.
I know that she loving me. I gotta give.
Ooh, I think I got something. Hey, Steven's Metagross EX. Fire. Well, now we're heating up, bro. Destined Rivals is treating us nice. Impidimp, Weasel, Porygon, Sudowoodo, Ash, Hypno, Arbok, Rellor, Ogerpon, and a Wobbuffet. No Hyphen? No Hyphen Burger. Alright, I think this is our 6th Destined Rivals, and we'll go back to Prismatic. But dude, Cynthia's Roserade as a pull is a banger. Good shit, dude. That's the only pull, true pull so far. We got some, cute little stuff, but nothing crazy. A Vaporeon. Steven's Claydol, Team Rocket's Houndour, Team Rocket's Archer, and Ethan's Macargo. Let's go big number 6. All right, big number 6 on Destined Rivals. Reller, Mankey, Rattata, Stevens, Team Rocket, Starmie, Yanma, Porygon, and Team Rocket's Wobbuffet back to back. All right, we're on to Prismatic Evolutions Booster Bundle numero 2. You know, I haven't spoken about this on any video yet, but people have kind of been wondering where I am, what I'm doing. So, hey, you got the drip on, bro. You had to turn the headlights off, huh? You want to run it back? Why are you honking what are you honking my shit for? All right, which ones do you want? You go for 3, I'll go for 3. 1, 2. All right, there you go. Cynthia's Roserade is such a banger pull, bro. Dreepy, Miltank, Rylu, Aromatisse, Turo, Slowking, Janine. Ooh, little Pokeball Roto Stick. Little Pokeball Roto Stick, not bad. Buddy Poffin, and a Glaceon. So this one can only have Giga Insane pulls or nothing else, pretty much. It doesn't have any of the fun little 1 gold stars. It's basically get good or get clapped. Pincer, Larvitar, Ogre's Mask, Festival Grounds, Alucha, Bronzor,
Sorry.
Shaman. Ooh, look who I got.
Sorry,
We got a little Leafeon action. Hey, a
Let's get this
Leafeon.
done. Only
Hey,
because
I
haven't been
said I
paying
wanted a
attention.
Leafeon, and we
Nothing
got it.
against
Wanted a
this nigga.
Leafeon and a
I fucks with this shit. I'm fucking with watches lately. I fucks with these niggas. I fuck with Trey.
Do you think there's anything we could say on here that would get the government to show up at the door?
The bitch thing is like,
Really?
Yeah.
What are some of those things we
these are
could say?
funny,
Why
but
would you ask me that?
they're
I'm not
better
gonna
if
say
you're
the thing.
watching
Curious.
them
I'm wondering, so I don't say them. What would they be?
video.
All right, let me do
Like
it
I
this
said,
way,
watching these
okay? Read
compilations.
between the lines. I'm gonna go to the, and I'm gonna, the, hello everybody.
Honestly, if there's one of the Hive Mind compilation channels, by the way, if you see any of those pop up, subscribe to them.
He became a clansman before battling the bearded BBL buffoon, exposing Aradon to the masses before the
Big ideas.
Lawbreeze and Gentlegrams before clashing with Kanye when he became a clansman, before battling the bearded BBL buffoon, exposing Aradon to the masses before the dismantlement of the good music establishment and the brotherhood abandonment, disbandedness and coke copying extravagance, before the simpy sad spirit of Sandra suing son. Vulnerability in rap stemmed from two brothers, not just one. The clips crafting conscious chronicles of coke, admitting fear, doubt, and regret in the bars. Backed by behemoth beat makers, they were destined to be stars. This is the story of the Sandy Sellers becoming best-selling stellar storytellers. The clips climbing the rap game and surviving the stormy weather. Now just like a jet or a dope smoker with a propeller, get that like and subscribe button high flying like a bird's feather. The story of Terrence and Gene Thornton, aka Pusha T and Malice, or No Malice, is rooted in Virginia Beach, but the first stop in the journey was in August of 1972 in the Bronx, New York, when Gene Elliott Thornton Jr., later known as Malice, then after that known as No Malice, was born. His younger brother Terrence Thornton, better known as Pusha T, came along 5 years later in May of 1977. The family spent their early years in New York, but they moved to Virginia Beach in 1979 when Malice and Pusha T were still very young. This was back when Virginia Beach had this strange split personality. On the surface, it was military families and vacation spots, but underneath, the crack trade was spreading through neighborhoods. This was on the cusp of an epidemic that would plague America in the 1980s, the crack epidemic. When Malice and Pusha T first came to Virginia from New York, they had two cousins in Virginia that had this housing project sewn up. Pusha might have just been 3 years old, and Malice was still young as well, but their cousins were big guys and had a strong reputation within the city. According to Malice, nobody would ever mess with them, so it was very easy for Malice to find his way into the drug trade because his cousins ran everything. He started hustling at just 15 years old when Pusha T was just 10.
So you're 15 and he's 10.
Right.
So you start getting involved into the drugs and initially in terms of selling and so forth?
What is this about, man? What is this about? But yeah.
Now, unlike most teenagers and young adults who resort to selling drugs on street corners, Malice didn't necessarily pursue this lifestyle as a means of survival or to escape hardship. Pusha T and Malice were actually raised in a stable, lower middle class household with both parents present. They had a strong male role model in their father, and financial hardship wasn't something they necessarily faced very heavily growing up. Malice even makes reference to this on their brand new album, rapping, "My dad worked overtime, smiled through the struggle, cause my dad wouldn't let us feel what he had to suffer. Mine had made sure he had every base covered." And the Clips had never hid this reality or tried to embellish their past. But while they did have a comfortable upbringing, they also experienced influences from their environment, which led to many of the experiences they would later build their music careers around. Malice reflected on his childhood saying, "We had a functional house. It didn't even make sense for us to sell drugs. We didn't have the proverbial story of I did this to feed my kids or because the lights were getting cut out. We were just doing it because we wanted to have the latest fashion, the fly kicks. But even at that age, we were very intellectual, so we had all the benefits of the drug dealing without all the nonsense." Pusha T has also spoken on this time period saying, "We all had a decent upbringing, some better than others, but it wasn't a rough and tumble thing. Any crime committed was done out of greed and mischief." And speaking of mischief, you have to think about the dynamic, right? Malice is the older brother, 5 years older, so by the time he's in middle school, which is the prime time age for mischief, he's old enough to not only get in trouble, but explore different avenues, build new hustles and hobbies. And Pusha, being the younger brother, is of course following his older brother's every move. Malice was exposed to and entered the coke trade at around 15 years old, but before he did that, he picked up another hobby in junior high school, rapping. At this time, according to Malice, Pusha T had no actual interest in rapping, but again, he was following his older brother through everything. So as he watched Malice fall in love with the genre and become a well-known lyricist within their Virginia neighborhood, Pusha would ask Malice questions like, "Why do you like this rapper as opposed to that rapper?" And through this curiosity, Malice would slowly teach his brother the foundations of what sparked his creative drive, breaking down bars from his greatest inspirations like Boogie Down Productions, KRS-One, or Big Daddy Kane. He was drawn to these artists in particular because, as he said, they actually had something to say. They had a message, and that message was always structured in calculated rhyming patterns and schemes. But while Malice might have been enthralled by some of hip-hop's most razor-sharp trailblazers, while he might have himself been regarded as a strong MC throughout the neighborhood, Malice didn't initially take the idea of pursuing a rap career seriously at all. Because as he puts it, he always thought being famous was just something that would happen to someone else. Too good to be true, right? He was, however, a part of a group, or a gang as he puts it, which was called Def Dual Productions. Each member of the group was paired with a producer, and one day, the leader of the group had told Malice about an up-and-coming producer he had just met, thinking that his beats would be a good fit for Malice's rapping style, and really for the whole gang in general. In the late 80s, this producer went by DJ Timmy Tim, one of Virginia's best beatmakers, but you probably know him as none other than Timbaland. Timbaland then joined Def Dual Productions, DDG Group, and made beats for all the members. Malice had said, back then, this was like 88, 89, Def Dual Productions, we were...
Wish you could apply for a credit card that won't ding your credit if you're declined?
By its nature, the game of basketball is oftentimes a near-perfect example of the saying, what you see is what you get. The best players that the game has to offer, more often than not, look as great as the box score says they are, and you can watch in real time as the supreme...
But, you know, we're...
Hey, yeah!
Hi.
Hey.
Let's keep it Lakers centric. So Luka,
Yeah. There's only
What does water taste like? That shit good, bro. Hydrogen in that
For real.
combined with the oxygen.
What are the reactions when people see you in public?
Sometimes people are really, really sweet and polite and just courteous and appreciative and just like wonderful. First of all, like nobody's ever like hostile or angry. So it's like I'm getting showered with like nothing but love generally, you know? So that's wonderful. I can't complain about that. You know, sometimes people get a little overwhelmed and I definitely try to keep that in consideration. Because they, you know, will totally forget that, like, I'm a human too, and I need to eat my meal in peace, and that I might be on the phone with my mom when they interrupt me, and they're like, oh my God, I just, you know, watched your stuff all morning, you know? Yeah, so, you know, even as much as I love it, and as much as I'm, like, so thankful for all the fans, I just need everybody to take a deep breath and count to 5 before you say anything.
What are the reactions when people see you in?
With YouTube Premium, watch ad-free videos and listen ad.
So let me tell you.
This is my wife, Amy. She's a normie, not a gamer, but she's a good sport. So when I asked...
The ongoing saga between Nancy...
Hey guys, so as the channel continues to grow and we continue to get new subscribers and new viewers to the channel, I'm starting to see comments again like
Over the years I've dedicated hundreds of hours in roguelike.
A few weeks. College football imperialism, the game that takes this map down to just one final winner, is back on college football imperialism. College football imperialism, the game that takes this map down to just one final winner, is back on College Football 26, and I can't wait to see who ends up winning it all. I'm starting the year with all Power 4 teams plus Notre Dame and Washington State and Oregon State. I wouldn't leave you all out like some people would, but first, thank you to EA for allowing me to capture this footage on an early access build. Everything you see is work in progress and subject to change. So if you somehow don't know how this works, I'm gonna spin this team wheel to determine what college is gonna attack first. It's gonna be LSU. And then this arrow wheel is going to determine what direction they attack in, so they're going to be headed to the northeast. What that means is the Tigers are attacking Mississippi State in their home stadium for our first game, and the loser of it will be completely eliminated from imperialism. Now, if you had to take a wild guess, I think a lot of us know how this will probably go, but if you've never seen an imperialism before, some really wild stuff can happen. When it comes to Mississippi State, they've only been able to score 7 points in this game, but they've been able to get it down the field at the end. And if Blake Shapen gets them in the end zone, it's not over. They're going to need to do it pretty quick though. They're trying to conserve their last 2 timeouts. They go to their running back and he is nowhere to go. So it's looking like the Bulldogs are done for as LSU gets the pressure. It wasn't the biggest win in the world, but I'm sure the Tigers will take it, especially in a rivalry. And now the entire process should make a lot more sense. So whoever wins, they get to stay on. That's how you defend your territory. Where we will go until there is only one college left on this map. This is one of my favorite things to do every year, and I know it's only Power 4 plus a couple of other schools, but that's because I'm filming early access. I don't have as much time, and we'll get to the full imperialism soon. This is like a little baby one compared to the ones we'll do with all the teams compared to the ones I'm going to do with FCS schools, and I can already tell with the way this one's set up, there's going to be a lot of great matchups early on. What did I say? This one's coming down to the final minute, and TCU needs to drive down the entire field, score a touchdown to win this game. Are they going to be able to make that happen? Probably not, but we don't want to lose all faith. It's just not as likely as last year since the computer AI has gotten a little bit smarter. What I'm going to be interested to see in this video is if we can catch anybody pressing at an awful time. We had a 50-50 ball there, which with no one coming down with it is going to help Baylor get the win. So far, we've only seen teams go on the road and win their games, and so you have to wonder, when is that stadium pulse going to kick in and really rattle some of these teams going on the road? That's what I'm waiting for. We'll see who is up next to attack. It's going to be Ole Miss, which is going to keep the SEC pretty active early on, and they're headed towards Alabama. I was just looking at this area of the map. One of the these two teams is going to be out extremely early on. If this was the full FBS Imperialism, something like this happening would be a lot less likely. It normally just takes longer to get these matchups. That is so cool to see as well. I was just down in that tunnel the other day. As for this game though, I guess Austin Simmons and Ole Miss just didn't have what it took to win on the road. You can see the icons above their head. He's confused. And the Crimson Tide are going to cruise to an easy win, 28-12. That was honestly just a really tough draw for Ole Miss to face Alabama first. With them out of here, we've only lost a few teams so far. Maryland could be the next to go though. I don't want to speak too badly down on the Terrapins, but they're not the best team. But they are in a pretty fortunate position because with the arrow pointing this way, they're going to face Virginia. Now, if you had to ask me who I think is going to win the national championship this year, neither of these teams would even come into consideration. But the beautiful thing about Imperialism is one of these two teams could win it all in this video. From the looks of it, Maryland is in a bit of trouble. With a minute left, they're trailing by 6, but they have the ball. If your team's going to make a comeback, preserving timeouts is a major thing they have to do. And we're going to see if they can get off this final snap. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. This is it. Maryland throws an interception, making reads like me. They're not going to be able to pull off this win against Virginia. And the Cavaliers have just survived, leaning on their defense, which is something we typically expect out of them. That was a solid, well-earned win from them. I'm impressed that they were able to close that one out. We're just taking Maryland off of the map. And who knows, maybe Virginia's lucky. They don't have to play again until like the top 10, and they make it super far. I know you all see who it just landed on though. We're going to get some Arch Manning gameplay. And if you look at the map, there's not really anyone over here besides Texas Tech for him to target. The Red Raiders have been able to build together a solid team through the portal, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to defend their home field. I am having a pretty good time though watching all these unique intros, seeing what each of these schools has going on. But when it came to actually watching the Red Raiders play, there was a lot left to be desired. You can see Arch Manning's out there. He's taken a knee. And that's because Texas was able to hold them to just 10 points, winning 24-10. Arch Manning didn't even need to do that much for them to pull this off. He threw for 300 yards, only 1 touchdown, but they were just the team that came out on top. And with that result, with that win, I have to assume that they're going to be the biggest team in the US. You could try to argue that Colorado or maybe even Minnesota has more territory than the Longhorns, but at the moment, I don't think they do. And all of that is most likely to change pretty soon. We're only 5 games into this. We're landing on Georgia Tech. And we saw last year the potential that Haynes King in that roster really has. Unfortunately for the Yellow Jackets though, they're going to have to test that out immediately as they're going on the road to play Georgia. You all will see it eventually, or you've already seen it. I went on the road to play against the Bulldogs in my Road to Glory series, and I did not have a very good time. It looks like somehow though, the Bulldogs are the team that's not having a good time today as they're trailing by 4. I mean, they definitely just helped themselves by picking up that first down, but they still need to get into the end zone. And Kirby Smart is trying to leave as little time on the clock as possible. That throw from Gunnar Stockton though just isn't going to cut it. You can tell that this crowd is not happy. And here we go. Georgia has 2 plays to survive in Imperialism. They're taking all the time off. Now they've called a timeout. We saw that last year as well when these two teams played though, especially in overtime. They'd come out in a formation, they'd call a timeout after seeing the look that they were getting, and they've got somebody in motion. What's Georgia drawing up here? They're floating it up into double coverage. This is it. Can Gunnar Stockton keep Georgia in this? He uses his legs and he is in the end zone. Georgia Tech with another heartbreaking loss to the Bulldogs. I mean, I just don't think they're going to do anything with 4 seconds. Who would have thought that Gunnar Stockton was going to take off with his legs? Actually, I would have. But clearly, the Yellow Jackets were not prepared for it, and they're going to waste all of their time on the kickoff. They didn't even get off one final throw. This is how Georgia's going to survive. It was ballsy. It was risky, but it sure paid off that they were able to take all of that time with them as they ended it. For the time being, that's going to get them the entire state of Georgia, but there's a lot of good competition surrounding them. And we're about to head out to BYU, where I might need to adjust the depth chart. They're going to be facing off against the Buffaloes. We're going to see what Deion Sanders can do with this team that doesn't have Shedeur or Travis Hunter. And I'm going to be honest, without their quarterback, I don't know if the Cougars stand a chance. However, as we enter the final 76 seconds, it's all tied up at 17. Colorado has been driving down the field, so they're in a pretty good spot. They got Caden Salter at quarterback. He transferred from Liberty, and he's about to use his legs to run straight to the 1-yard line. Buffalo fans can get excited, but they're scoring a touchdown too soon. The Cougars are going up against some loud stadium pulse. Deion Sanders has really turned around this program. And if anything, I don't know why they're running with a minute left in this game. They just wasted a third of the time they have left on the clock. They're going to have to figure something out, and they're going for a huge shot that gets them to midfield, where they're going to use their final timeout. See, this is where things get really hard for them to manage correctly.
Hey, my treat today. I don't think they'll take that here.
Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
I mean, that's not going to help their case if they want to win this game. And here we go. This is it. We saw Colorado against Baylor last year be able to send it to overtime off of a Hail Mary. BYU's not going to do that. They're going to throw an interception instead. And that's all the Buffaloes needed to survive. That's a great start for them, though. They have a lot of territory that they've expanded to, and there's a lot of states around them as well that they could end up claiming before playing other teams. See how it works if, like, let's say the arrow lands on Utah and they end up going up north. They'd get to claim this entire state of Idaho. I don't know why it's mixed in with Montana, though. I'm going to have to draw a line here. I am not going to look at a map when I do this, by the way, so if you say this doesn't look realistically accurate, you're probably right. I really don't know how I just noticed that, but here we go. Updated look at the entire United States, and we are just slowly working our way through some of these eliminations. Boston College just got landed on too. There has been a theme in all of these imperialisms where they make it to the end, and this is exactly why. Whenever they get landed on, they get to claim these states that they are next to. I am sure, especially with less teams in the Northeast, they're going to be in this one for a while as well. But do you know who never gets that luxury? Vanderbilt. They are in the middle of it all, and even though they don't have Memphis to their side in this video, they're attacking South against Alabama. And unless they somehow manage to pull off this upset again, they're going to be eliminated. I've seen Diego Pavia talking pretty crazy recently, but he's confident, and he's had a chance to put that on display in this game. His team's down by 8. The issue is there's only 24 seconds left, so they have a long way to go. And let's see what he can do with this next play. A check down's just not gonna cut it. He's thrown 2 interceptions in this game, and those are the ones you're gonna think about when you're laying there in bed late at night. They didn't even get off another snap, so Alabama's defense has helped them survive. They might not have Nick Saban anymore, but they've already been tested twice, and they're showing no signs of weakness. We're only a few games into this, though. It'll be interesting to see if they're able to keep it up. And for my West Virginia fans, no matter where this is pointing, how confident are you that you're going to get the win? This was an interesting landing spot, because we start from the center of the logo, and if you go just a little bit upwards, it's going to hit Cincinnati, but it was close to Kentucky, too. My favorite team could have been on the line, but instead we're getting a Big 12 battle. And unfortunately, if you root for the Bearcats, they didn't show up until the 4th quarter. They're trying to pull off one of these last-second comebacks, but even if they get this 4th and 3, they have a long way to go. They need to immediately score a touchdown, then get the onside kick. I just don't see it happening. The only reason that we even watch games that are at this point still is because there have been 1 or 2 occurrences where the comeback has happened. But because they just got stopped at the 1-yard line, that's going to run off another 10 seconds. It's over. This is the final play of the game. If they even get the snap off, which they do, but they're going to have no time left to do anything else. The clock doesn't start running on a 1st down until they set the ball, so you could factor that in a little bit, but I just want to see a little bit more urgency there. Cincinnati, you've been eliminated from imperialism. Seeing the Bearcats get eliminated always hurts me a little bit. I went to college like 10 minutes down the road from them, and I worked statistics at all their games the year they made it to the playoff, but we landed on Alabama again. That's the far more important thing. I guess in this one, they're just going to be coming hard. They're going to be attacking LSU at Death Valley very early on, and I'm pretty sure whoever's going to come out on top of this could basically be decided by a coin flip. Just like expected too, it was as tight as we were hoping. With 1.5 minutes left on the clock, the Tigers are trailing by 1 point, but Garrett Nussmeier has the ball in his hands. All he needs to do is get his team in field goal range. That is a solid start. If he takes a sack though, that would take a lot of time off of the clock, and I'm watching it closely. So far, they're down about 40 seconds. He's taken too much time to get this snap out. We'll see what he can do here, though. Another completion. It's short. You got to get out of bounds. You got to get out of bounds. So far, I'd say it's looking pretty good for LSU. Alabama's playing some softer coverage. They're letting them complete stuff underneath. They almost had that one too. Where's my guy Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. when you need him? I want to see him come out of nowhere and get a pick. They're currently getting the Tigers on a 3rd and 5 as time winds down. And LSU has no timeouts left, so they need to get this one to like the 40, immediately get up to the line, spike the ball, and then get off a field goal. The drop there, though, is going to hold them back. That was the win right there in their hands. Now they're faced with a 4th and 5, where you have to get out of bounds, or you could just send it down the sideline. Well, there you have it. Alabama has now been able to survive 3 games, so they've played the most of any other team. But for those of you that are very familiar with imperialism, all of this expansion isn't necessarily the best thing in the world because it could come back to bite them. See, here's the thing. They've now expanded so much that a lot of other schools are touching them. Any of them could attack them at any moment, and there's always the chance for an upset. So that's why early on, you kind of just want to mind your own business. You only want to play a couple of times before we get to the top 10, and every single time you get into another game, it makes it harder to win it all. Arizona State's been picked. Even though they don't have to play 2 since they're going for a territory that is unclaimed. I can't say this is the best thing that could have happened to them. They've now exposed themselves to be attacked from a lot of other directions. And so literally sometimes it is just best if you don't get landed on for like the first half of this video, it's going to Louisville. As a Kentucky fan, I don't feel good about this. I don't want to get put out by the Cardinals. And there's just no way that Alabama is going to get landed on again. It goes straight down to their territory. We have never in Imperialism history seen a team have to play this much from the very start. And I feel like with that in mind, if a team's winning a lot of games as a reward for playing at home, they should get a night game. Normally, it's always during the middle of the day, but I feel like there needs to be a benefit for winning a lot of these matchups since there's a lot of downsides with all that exposure. Plus, I really just wanted to show off the night lights. Unfortunately, you don't get to experience this in every stadium from what I've seen so far. There's only some of them that have this, but they look sick. After someone scores a touchdown, the lights will flash on and off. And I don't want to just sit here and say that the entire reason Alabama was able to win this game was strictly because of that, but they dominated, winning 27-3. I think we just came up with a new bonus though. Every 3 games that you win, if you get to host against a team, you get to have a night game. I don't know, it just seems to actually provide an incentive for expansion, and the sample size is really small, so it might not always provide that much of an advantage, but they destroyed Louisville. EA claims that night games, rivalry games on the road are supposed to be more difficult than other road games this year, but that's a claim. We get to test it in this video with actual results. We are also headed down to the state of Florida for the first time, where Miami is going to the bounce house. The Hurricanes have gotten themselves a new starting quarterback with Carson back, and we're about to see if he's still putting that work in or if he's just having a great time down there in Miami. So far in this game, he's helped his team score 20 points, but UCF has a chance with 39 seconds left. They just made it 2nd and 2 with that completion, and it looks like they're going to go for a shot at the end zone into double coverage. Miami gets the pick. They have sealed it. They better be getting out the turnover chain if they still do that. You can sit there, be upset about the read.
Hey, my treat today. I don't think they'll take that here. Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad. Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
But you're the one that threw it straight to them. And I'm not quite sure what the vision was there, but the Hurricanes are going to survive. So far, the bigger schools have come so close to getting knocked out, but it seems like no one can pull off the upset. But eventually it has got to happen, and Georgia has another chance to lose. This time, they're not going to have their home field advantage either. They're headed to the Northeast. And if this logo was actually on Athens, they wouldn't be playing South Carolina. They would have been playing Clemson. Let's not discredit the Gamecocks, though. This is still going to be a tougher matchup for them. And they've put the Bulldogs in an interesting spot. Minute 13 on the clock. Gunnar Stockton down by 1 point. He's going to have to lead his team into field goal range, escaping that pressure, which comes very quick. I got to be near Dylan Stewart at the cover shoot, and that was a massive guy. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to stop it. Listen, it's no secret, even at 6'5", I'm not the tallest person in the world. I'm sitting there looking up to him like this. And this Georgia offensive line has had to deal with him all game, but the Bulldogs have just gotten into field goal range, and we'll see if they can get a spike off. Well, they clearly do not trust their kicker from this range because they're trying to pick up a few more yards. And there was no way for them to stop the clock, so South Carolina is going to pull it off. I mean, there's no guarantees that on the road the Bulldogs hit a field goal from there, but that's just how imperialism works. Sometimes the AI can work in your favor or against it. If there is one thing that's guaranteed across NCAA 14, college football 25, college football 26, imperialism is always guaranteed to bring chaos, and I hope we keep on getting more. Poor Pittsburgh, though, they're about to go on the road at Ohio State. And do we think the Panthers have it in them to pull off this upset? You want my honest answer? No. At some point, you just have to feel bad for Pittsburgh. They're losing so bad that they punted in the final 30 seconds. Like, it wasn't even close. They couldn't stop Jeremiah Smith. They also couldn't score. And it feels like the farther that we get into this imperialism, the more red schools are just surviving. We've seen Ohio State expand, Alabama expand, Georgia to then South Carolina expanding. And I want to see that Kentucky blue stretch across the map, but I know the odds of that happening are very low. As for Penn State, though, this could get some more blue into the mix. They're going to be going to the Northeast, and they could have played the Buckeyes, or they could get a team like Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights have like nothing going for them besides getting to play at home. But here's the thing, they've kept this game far more competitive than I think anybody could have predicted. I'm a little confused why they're calling a timeout, just because they're down by 5 and they're about to score on Penn State, so you want to run time off of the clock, but there it is. Ian Strong was making a strong play right there. He held onto the football through the contact. We'll see what Penn State can do, though. I mean, they've been set up to come back in this game now. All they had to do was get into field goal range. Are they going to be able to capitalize though? Breaking a tackle, what a play. What I'm still curious about though is how they handle this final 35 seconds. I thought last year they did a good job with it. The computer might call a timeout a little prematurely, like with 13 seconds left instead of like 5, leaving a little bit of time left, but they would still make sure that they would get the game-winning field goal. Penn State's not even going to need it. I mean, Rutgers had all the hope in the world, then just had their defense completely decimated by Drew Allen. If they are going to come back, they are literally going to need a miracle here. And I don't know how their mascot can be this happy through all this pain. Here we go though, final play of the game. They're floating it up. Are they going to be able to come down with it? It looks like Penn State actually came with the catch. They almost could have gotten a good bounce there, though. It's just another instance where the bigger school is going to survive, but I guess with a stat line like this, you can't say they didn't deserve it. If you're going to upset a team like Penn State, you really cannot allow them to throw for 400 yards against you. They came close to doing it, but they couldn't close it out in the end. We're headed over to the West Coast for what I think is the first time. Besides Arizona State claiming some territory, I don't think anyone's played over there. And for California, they were better off not having the wheel land on them because they're going to have to take on the Ducks. Going into this matchup, of course, they're going to be the lower overall team. And there was not much to see in this matchup. It finished 34-8. It wasn't a performance that's going to get the people going. Cal let them do whatever they wanted, and they're going to be eliminated because of it. With recent developments to our map of the United States, I thought we should take a bigger look at it. Alabama has such a large territory. I think they're touching the most teams. And I'm going to be honest, at some point, they're probably going to lose. I would be shocked if they finished inside the top 10. We'll see what Iowa can do now, though. They're going to get to go to the South. And that's going to put them up against none other than Missouri. On paper, these teams are pretty evenly matched. And listen, I'm trying to take it lighter on Iowa's offense. This is actually going to be directed towards Missouri's offense, who have had one of the most disgusting performances I think I've ever seen. They have scored 6 field goals. They haven't scored a single touchdown. It has been enough, though, to put them in a great spot in the final 30 seconds as they have a 5-point lead. So even though Iowa scored the only touchdown of the game, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to win this one. Taking the sack, no timeouts left. That is going to seal it. You know, Missouri's going to be happy with that win. I just can't believe they never got into the end zone. They only scored field goals. You see so many random results, though, whenever you go through an imperialism like this. I think that's my favorite part about it. And you all know, for the long-term viewers, there have been some very, very wild winners in imperialism. I think even SMU might have themselves a title. I can't remember. We've done like 15 or 20. And this is honestly, from the middle of their logo, a very close one, but I think it just goes into Arkansas instead of Alabama. It's my video. I'm the judge. There is nothing you can do about it either if you think I'm wrong. I feel pretty confident that we've gotten the right matchup here, though. It's about time Alabama doesn't have to play. And you know what? The Razorbacks have put up a very, very successful showing here. They currently have a 7-point lead on SMU, who has Kevin Jennings injured. Apparently he got injured earlier on in this matchup, so that makes some sense. Or maybe he's just out for that last play because Tyler Van Dyke was in, but he must be dealing with something. This is absolutely the worst time to lose your starting quarterback. And I had no idea Tyler Van Dyke still had any bit of eligibility left, and he was at SMU as a backup. There's also a new mascot in the game. I would have remembered the Mustang if I saw him last year. Look at all that time in the pocket. SMU still feels like they have a pretty solid chance of coming back here, especially if you get towards the sideline. And I can't believe what we're witnessing. Tyler Van Dyke might be able to clutch up. There it is, though. The announcer's jinx. He takes a sack. They burn their final timeout. And it's looking like there is no way Kevin Jennings is going to make it out there onto the field. This is the final play of the game, theoretically. You got to send it to the end zone. You've got to send it, Tyler, which is what he does. We could have a catch here. Nah, it was triple coverage. Solid clamps by the Razorbacks there. They're going to pick up a lot of territory. And it might just mean more in the SEC. I'm pretty sure the only SEC teams that have gotten eliminated so far have been eliminated by other teams in their conference. Even though the geography of most conferences by now has just been completely scrambled. You'll most likely see in this video a lot of conference opponents playing other conference opponents. Or even better, when we get rivalries like this. So obviously, arrow is pointed down towards Miami, but if you have to go through this land to get there, then the Seminoles are going to have to face the Gators first. Those have always been the rules. I didn't make them, or I guess I did, but that's just what we're doing. Now you're probably wondering, can Florida State redeem themselves from their 2-10 season? And the answer to that, at least whenever I use them in the first gameplay, or whenever we've been spectating this game, is no, because, whoa. Hang on, that was a crazy catch. I mean, it's not going to help them win or lose this game, but it was impressive. And the real result was DJ Lagway and the Gators taking down FSU. Listen, don't call me an SEC glazer. I know what's probably going to happen when Kentucky plays, but right now, they are on a roll. And we are closing in on one more game before we end up deciding our top 50. Michigan might not make the cut. They're going to have to beat somebody first. And the other team that might not make the cut, the team that got in without even being in a conference, is Notre Dame. This is going to be it for one of these two teams so early on. And I feel like we're setting up for our first overtime game. It's all tied at 28, and Notre Dame can't get it. I mean, they got a few yards there, but it's not enough to move the chains, so they've settled for their field goal, which they end up drilling. What this does is it puts the pressure on the Wolverines. We got Bryce Underwood under center. He's just going to hand it off. Justice Haynes had nowhere to go. And do the Wolverines realize the clock is ticking? I can see the play clock disappearing. You can see that the receivers are also very confusing. So, I'm not sure they've completed it there. But even as a true freshman, Bryce Underwood is clearly composed under pressure. Time is still running off, though. I guess they didn't have any timeouts left, which means you've got to get out of bounds here. And because they didn't, that's going to be the end of this game. At the end of the day, Bryce Underwood threw 3 interceptions. So even if it looked like he was starting to figure it out, he's going to wish that he had a couple of those back. As that is the reason you're not going to see Michigan here inside the top 50. With this only being the Power 4 Imperialism and a few extra teams, though, making the top 50 is not too special. A lot of these programs, like Stanford, haven't even had to step onto the field yet. They are about to be tested, though, as they travel down to USC. And this might be an offense that the Trojans can actually stop, since it's only a 71 overall. Well, I wish I was here to say that this was a fun one to spectate at the end, but there was nothing. That's right, there was nothing to be excited about. Those eyes, though, were crazy. No wonder they won. The score wasn't popping up, but it was 33-13. Stanford scored a touchdown near the end, but they couldn't keep it competitive, they couldn't keep it entertaining, and they have immediately been taken off of this map. Sometimes we get some close matchups, sometimes we just get some very quick eliminations. And we've already seen Colorado take down BYU. Where are they headed next? It looks like to just get more territory. Nothing's down in New Mexico whenever we're doing these schools. That does make it a lot easier for programs like Texas, the Arizona schools, to have to play against them though. And USC was so close to having another matchup, but it's UCLA who is actually headed up to take on the Trojans. Unlucky stuff here. If USC wants some home field advantage bonuses, they need to win a couple more. And we're actually getting our first overtime game. Neither one of these teams wanted to score at the end of regulation. UCLA is the ball first. And Nico Oyamaliva is facing some crazy stadium pulse, so he handed it off on 3rd down. That was a pretty interesting play call. He doesn't seem happy. But if UCLA's defense can lock up, we could go to double OT. On the other side of things, USC, facing some pressure, is going to still get that throw out. And that was not great, so they've handed it off, which is going to get them a huge gain as they're going down the sideline. They went back to the run, but it didn't work as well, so they're going to drop back on 2nd down and go to the 5. No, the 2. Fighting for those extra yards is worth it, but only if they're able to punch it in on 3rd and 1. Instead, they're going to lose a few. And do you know what that means? We're going to have another overtime period. This time, if these two teams can even crack the end zone, they'd be trading 2-point conversions. And on 3rd and 1, we saw what happened the last time they got in this position, but they've been able to answer. UCLA needs to start stepping up, but...
Hey, my treat today. I don't think they'll take that here. Of course they take Discover. You're stuck in the past. Unlike me.
You look rad. Discover is accepted at 99% of places nationwide.
Totally.
They just let them run it into the end zone out of Wildcat, so the Trojans are in a pretty good spot. Here's the real difference maker, though. What happens on this 2-point conversion? What have they drawn up? It looks like they're going to keep it, but it was the wrong decision. You know, I actually like to see that the computer AI can make the wrong choice. If they were just 100% correct every single time, which this is on Heisman, it would be like the same as them dotting you up going 35 for 37. It's not fun or realistic. If the Bruins want to stay alive in Imperialism, though, you can't be losing yards like that. It's going to be at the 5. And here we go. 3rd and goal. You can sense the pressure moving around in the pocket. Looks like they're just going to have to put it into the hands of a USC defender. That's how the Trojans are going to get to celebrate, by ringing the bell. They've been able to win another one. And if they can come away with one more win, we're going to see them having a great home field advantage the next time that they're attacked. It's kind of crazy that they're already all that's left for the entire state of California. It just happened so fast. Back to the wheel, though, where they are taking us to Illinois. The Fighting Illini are a little bit of a sleeper. They had a pretty good season last year, and they're going for taking over the entire state. Do they have what it takes? Well, I feel like Northwestern's not typically really that good. And I'm gonna be honest, I know that this score already looks bad, but it was worse than this. Northwestern's been able to score 13 points in the fourth quarter. Without that, it would be 40-0. They're just stat padding so it doesn't look as terrible. That might make them feel a little bit better, but they're still being eliminated. And just like the Fighting Illini were hoping for, they get to take over their entire state. They had a really solid performance. They played well offensively, so they deserve it. We get to see what Mike Gundy can do, though. He's had some great years at Oklahoma State. He's also had years like last year. And I don't know what to expect out of their roster this coming season, but they're about to play at Texas. Of all the draws that you could get, this is one of the worst. And I don't know what you wanted them to do there. They just weren't a good enough team to keep up. This also creates a very interesting situation around the state of Texas. The Longhorns basically have all these teams surrounded. That is just most likely gonna lead to them playing in a lot of games. Like, they could have to face Houston. And it's not like Houston is gonna beat them, but there's always that chance. Instead, though, we got another team playing again, Alabama, as the arrow is pointed towards them. And it's just like Alabama and Texas are currently taking full control of the map. I'm actually just starting to feel bad for some of these other schools. We got the Alabama mascot in the stands celebrating with the fans. It's been over since halftime. And Ty Simpson came out with quite the performance. 4 touchdowns, no picks, almost 400 yards. Houston's barely Power 4. They just moved up recently. Now they're having to go on the road to face teams like the Crimson Tide. And I still think it's too early to call it, saying that there's not as many upsets in this game as College Football 25. But I feel like at least so far, we're getting a lot less than we did last year. There's still plenty of time for that to change, though. I want to see more chaos. We got Michigan State attacking Notre Dame. And the Fighting Irish could single-handedly just take care of the entire state of Michigan. I might have misspoken a little bit too soon, though, because, oh, it's not popping up the score here. You all are about to see it. There was nothing to spectate. This is the wildest result we have seen so far. 45-3. Michigan State just went in on the road and did whatever they wanted to against the Irish. We're talking they threw the ball with 77% of their passes getting completed. We're talking they had to have run successfully too. And not only did they just pull off the upset, but I think Michigan State just gave us the largest blowout we've seen in this entire video. As we move forward with this imperialism, they're definitely a team that we need to watch out for more than I was thinking. And I guess that's a perfect example of literally nobody is safe. All it takes is one bad performance. I'm pretty sure Washington's stuck in the corner though. So no matter what, they were facing one of the two teams that are currently in the Pac-12. They ended up getting the Cougars, so we have the Apple Cup. I feel like this always happens. No matter what this map looks like, these two teams are playing. And Washington State is in a bad situation. You know, if you're punting down 24 in the final few seconds, you're not winning. That was the result that most of us were expecting though. We're just gonna go ahead and make the entire state purple. And headed back to the wheel, it is going to pull us back to Washington. To get landed on 2 times in a row is very impressive. And the Huskies are trying to take out the entire Pac-12. They want that entire corner to themselves, which would put them in a solid position. And the addition of Malik Murphy hasn't really helped the Beavers. They're going to get off one more play, but they're down by 17, so this is not going to win them the game. It's at least going to boost morale a little bit, but Washington just decided that they were going to go on a little bit of a run. And they might get left alone in that top corner for most of this imperialism. For whatever reason though, the wheel is like attracted to the West Coast at the moment. And only one of these two teams is going to survive this next matchup. If USC can win this, the next time they're at home, they'd get to have a night game. But what we have just witnessed is another blowout result. Arizona State controlled this whole game. Kenny Dillingham has a really good handle on this current team, and we're starting to cruise through some of these matchups. All of that winning wasn't really great for the Trojans. It just put them in a worse position. If you're going to get yourself into a lot of matchups, you need to have the team that can back it up. And if you don't have the roster to back it up, you just want to hope that this wheel continues to avoid your program. Wisconsin might or might not have what they want to back it up. They're about to play to the West, and either them or Minnesota is going to be eliminated. Listen, if you're a Minnesota fan, I know I've never rebuilt you, but I'm hoping I can get to it on this game. And I mean this in the nicest way possible, but they really do need it. You can see who is hoisting up the axe right now. It is not the Gophers. They ended up losing this one 30-9. We're not going to see the score. But there was nothing Minnesota fans are going to want to see from this game besides a couple of field goals. Recently, teams haven't even been putting up a good fight to stay in imperialism. They're just laying down and letting themselves get knocked out. So I'm hoping this next matchup can set us back on the entertainment pathway, and it probably will. West Virginia's already been able to pull out one win. They're going to go south. And I thought Kentucky was about to be on the line, but they're facing Virginia Tech. With Enter Sandman in the game, it might give the Hokies that extra boost that they need. I am sure the EA has buffed their home field advantage because of it. But they have not been able to close this game out yet, as they just ran the speed option in the final minute. Jaheim White's rushed for over 100 yards. It makes sense why the Mountaineers would try to feed him this close to the end zone, but at some point you got to start slinging the rock which they have done. That was worth burning their final timeout in this game. And Virginia Tech is so close to sending this one to overtime, but if they catch something in bounds and don't get in, it would have been over. It would have made it a lot harder for them to actually win. And I was hoping they'd go for the 2-point conversion, but instead, we are headed to extra time. It looks like West Virginia is getting the ball first. Even with those stadium pulse effects going against them, they're easily going to run it in for 6. And all it took was 2 runs against the Hokies to score. The pressure has been applied, and Kyron Drones, with all the time in the world, is going to find a wide open receiver. This is going to get electric. Neither team wants to end it with a 2-point conversion, though. They're both playing pretty conservatively, and it seems like Virginia Tech's going to have a lot of success here, too. Terrion Stewart, pretty sure he transferred in over from Bowling Green. He was playing in the MAC. Now he's playing against some tougher defenses, not getting anything on the ground. Here we go, though. It's 3rd and 8. Virginia Tech is not going to want to settle for a field goal, and this means that we're going to have a chance for West Virginia to win. All they have to do is get less than 25 more yards, and they've been keeping it on the ground, setting up for a 3rd and 1, where I think we're just going to be trading 2-point conversions back and forth. This is where you get aggressive. They could have been aggressive earlier on as well, and instead we've gotten to the point where they're trading 2-point conversions. Oh, that is a bailout right there. Virginia Tech does not deserve this if they win it here, but they can end it. Kyron Drones, corner the end zone. It's caught. That's how you actually make a catch and end a game. West Virginia should have held on to that last ball, but I guess the stadium pulse just got to them. You know, honestly, after that ending, I just feel bad for West Virginia fans. But you gotta have players that have their heads screwed on straight in those situations. It's another occurrence as well where the wheel is on Texas, and they're just gonna go for these schools one by one. First, it's the Aggies. With them having to play at Kyle Field, though, this is a great opportunity for someone to take them down. Interestingly enough, this is one of the tightest games we've seen, and it is not out of reach for the Aggies. All they have to do is score a touchdown. They just started off this drive with a completion. Marcel Reed's going to find another receiver helping him get near midfield, and they're building up some positive momentum again, finding an easy pass. I can see why Marcel Reed's thrown 0 interceptions in this game. He's been very smart with how he's managed holding on to the football, but he could have fumbled it right there. If you've noticed as well, looking on the scoreboard, that's going to do it for Texas A&M timeouts. So they better lock in. They better try and get out of bounds with most of these plays, because completions like this aren't going to be great. Fortunately, it was just enough for a first down. So not as much time is going to run off of the clock, but as you can see, they're down to 30 seconds by the time the snap gets off. Marcel Reed lobs it up to the end zone. 50-50 ball. It's caught. That is how you make a catch. Texas is in trouble. Arch Manning's going to have to respond. It's the transfer receiver from NC State making the grab. And Kevin Concepcion goes up for this one. It's the first time that we have seen an aggressive catch for a touchdown in this video, and it's an impressive one. I can only imagine what this stadium would sound like and be like if we were there. But here's the thing. They still have to be able to hang on. Texas has 3 timeouts, and they're just getting Arch a little bit more comfortable. He has no interceptions in this game, but the stadium pulse is loud. The play clock is also getting messed up. And if they're going to get into field goal range, you either need to go to the sideline quickly, or you need to take about a 30-yard shot down the field. They can't get out of bounds. That would have worked if they had more separation there, though. With no timeouts left, Arch is running. He's going to go to the 45, but they're not going to get up to the line to spike the ball. And did he just give a fist pump to the Texas A&M defender? That's an insane way to end the game. You can't say that Marcel Reed didn't deserve this win, though. And the map is just going to get redder with that result. Texas is basically taken over by the Aggies besides Baylor. But we're just coming up on the midway point of this imperialism, so they're far from winning. What did I say, though? Eventually, even the biggest programs just can't continue to consistently come out on top. And that's why for schools like Illinois, to be playing multiple games already is scary. Either them or Wisconsin is about to win their second match. But for the other team, they're going to be eliminated. You know, I said Illinois might be scary for a reason. They just dropped 38 points on the Badgers. It's their second blowout already. We have yet to see a team put up a competitive game against them. And other teams are probably hoping that that wheel stays far away from them. We almost went to Oregon, though. This is the second time Penn State's going to have to play. They're going to the Northeast again. I think they went there the first time when they played Rutgers. Now it's going to be Syracuse. You can kind of see how Boston College just gets left up there alone most of the time. No one touches them. And I believe this is the first game of this imperialism that's going to be inside a dome, so there's going to be no dynamic lighting changes. What ended up happening in this game, though, was the Orange have just struggled to score. They're losing the ball on 4th down. And Penn State closed this one out, winning just 21-6. To get that win, they really didn't have to do too much. They're going to wipe them off the map. And we're just one game away from being at the midway point of this imperialism. Nebraska has survived for quite a while, but they just got picked. And they're one of those teams in those fortunate positions where they just get to claim claim extra states. That'll keep them in this for a little bit longer, but eventually they have to win. And Duke is a team I think everybody should be terrified of. The reason for that is their veer and shoot playbook performs so well in Dynasty and Road to Glory sims from what I've seen. Unless it's tuned back a little bit, I can guarantee you're gonna see a lot of them and other veer and shoot teams in the playoffs. And that's one of those things I don't really know how to feel about. It's felt like football games are always tied to team playbooks, and some can perform better than others. Like even back when NCAA Football 14, we saw Army and Navy run the table. NC State has not been managing the clock well in the final seconds, but they almost caught that jump ball. Duke committed a penalty, and this guy's flexing like a typical DB, even though he did that, so that's gonna help out. And with 12 seconds left, all NC State can really hope to do down by 5 is get off a Hail Mary. They're fortunate they still had a timeout remaining, but I think they just swapped quarterbacks because theirs got hurt on that play, so we got the backup going to the sideline. Here we go. On 3rd and 15, this is it. There's nowhere for him to go. And Duke locked up there, but they didn't score that many points. We'll see if my theory remains true about them playing really well. They've been able to make it to the midway point in Imperialism, but they've only played in 1 game. And if...
Wish you could apply for a credit card that won't ding your credit if you're declined? With your big financial friend, you can. With Experience No Ding Decline.
Welcome back to the memes. Back to the memes. Today we're going to be playing NFL Street, and I'm going to be playing all the way through it. I've played this game before on my channel, but we've barely even dipped our toes into the entirety of the game. Of course, we're going to be doing the NFL Challenge mode. I decided to make this team off screen. We're going with the Legends. But in this game, you can create a custom team up to 7 players. You can customize their name, position, attributes, all of that. Give them custom celebrations. The team we're going to be using today is a collection of channel legends across multiple NCAA football dynasties, most of them from UGF, you'll notice right away. Of course, Tom Adamo is going to be our fullback, which you don't really have fullbacks in NFL Street, so he's going to be on the offensive line. Tom Adamo looks way more threatening in the NFL Street version. Will Horton's going to be our quarterback. He's got some decent passing, decent speed. JT Martin.
Happy Sunday, everyone. We're at Foxwoods Resort Casino. We are going to play $500 spins. But before I do that, we got a couple things coming up here. We have a race to 1 million subscribers. If we get there before September 30th, guess what? We're going to give away $100,000 in Your Luck Has Arrived packages, $10,000 packages. Honestly, some of the packages are worth $25,000 with trip, with airfare, to Foxwoods, 4 nights, hotel, spa, food, dinner with Mr. Handpay, and $10,000 in Your Luck Has Arrived. So much stuff, and that's going to be for 2 people each. So much stuff we're giving away. How do you enter? All you need to do is comment. Starting July 1st till we get 1 million subscribers. Every long-form video on YouTube, every comment is an entry. That's all you got to do. Comment on this video as many times as you can. Make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. If each one of you can get 1 person to subscribe, we'll hit our goal by tomorrow. Call people you know. Say, hey, subscribe to Mr. Handpay. It's free. And comment on his video because you could win. I'm telling you, it's going to be a random person that's going to win. So we're here at Foxwoods. I'll talk about some more stuff. Let's get in here and play. I'm going to risk $1 million live October 4th. We're going to play a lot of this stuff when I do. All right, here we go. So Double Diamond Deluxe, top prize $400,000. Our biggest we ever hit is $279,000. All we need is Double Diamond, Double Diamond, Double Diamond, max bet in here. And they're gonna move. If the arrow is pointing, it will move down. Or it will move up. Okay. 2,500 disappeared quickly. Almost. Put some big ones on this. There's a ton of potential on this game. I was very close to 40,000. It's very, very stressful when you see that. Oh no, so double bars would be 12,500. Oh no, triple bars would have been 20,000. So it would have been 40 grand there. So we're in for 7,500 here. Double bars would be 12,500. We're gonna go in for one more, and that's gonna be 10 grand here. We have not even hit a cherry. I'm gonna stop this one. Can't get it here today. Oh no, maybe I picked the wrong machine. One more spin. That is 10 grand in this one. Gone. We're gonna move over. I'm gonna go to the more difficult one that pays a lot more. All right, so we're gonna go. Whoa, so this one has no sound anymore? I don't know if I like that. So this one, if you would get triple bar, triple bar, triple bar, it'd be 625,000, which would be absolutely crazy. All right, we got 1,000 there. And when it drops in, it'll drop in real quick. We're in for 15. And that does not pay anything for just the wild. $17,500, not a bonus, not a single line hit yet, and this one does not nudge. That will pay nothing. All right, in for 20. All $500 spins, and we have not hit a thing. Printed a lot of tickets here. 25. We are seeing nothing. That's 5 grand, but it could have been much bigger. We're gonna move over. Puts us in for 30. So this one is the same. $400,000 top prize is the double diamond. It's not the deluxe version. There's 2,500, so we're in for 75.
Is the volume not working on it? Are you playing this one?
All right, so we're out for 7,500. We're in for 30,000. Big boy money here today. Hey AJ, how come the sound doesn't work on this one or this one?
Power down the game. One second.
Yeah, they're both broken. Check that one out. Yeah, nothing, no. Another 2,500. Okay, not a big deal. We're at 10,000 now. All right, let us get paid on that. We're gonna recycle these games and we'll be right back. All right, in for 30, out for 10. Oh, AJ, it still doesn't work. Still doesn't work, the volume. All right, in for 35. I've hit, I think, 10 or 20,000 on this one once. Do it. Would have been 40,000. Come on. Another, I thought it was gonna be 2,500. We're gonna have to have an epic comeback session here. Come on. This rate, I should have played anything else. Dragon Link. There's 1,000. Look at this, another 1,000 there. We needed that. This is 45. This is getting disgusting. Not what I plan on doing today. We've had a couple really good days playing slots. And I don't really want this. All right. 15. Let's go over here. Got her fixed?
When you cash out, it'll make the cash out noise, and I still don't.
Yeah, the other one doesn't work either.
I went deeper into this one. I'll try going deeper into that.
So 40 we're in for, out for 15. Oh, it's 100. Oh no. All right. And this is not a machine that all the same color is going to pay out a certain way either. It's got to be the same symbol and or wild going across. There's another 2,500. So 17.5 out. Thanks. How about something? Oh, that would have been sick. Another 2,500. 20,000 out, 45 in. Again, that would have been 12.5 or up to 25,000. Or no, it could have been even more, 12.5 times 3 if we had a triple over there. So out for 20, in for 45. We're gonna move over here.
I paid the wrong one, but we're gonna get two.
She's bringing that one.
It's same amount.
I just got another one too.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove.
Yep.
Yeah, we try from menu, the volume still.
All broken?
Okay. So I paid one and another sometime.
Come on.
Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. You want me to just set it there?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we're working hard here. One more. Because it would have been 40,000 for the sevens. You could get it times 2. So we're out for 20 at this point. One time, drop them in. This is 50. On the no sound $500 machines. I don't know why that happened. They stopped real quick. At this point, we just want to try to get back to even. That is what we need for 400,000. Is that one reset chain? Oh, you're resetting that one? All right, 52.5. Out for 2,500. Got one more, Robert. All right, 22.5 out. In for 55. Ugh. It just takes one. I don't think these have paid out anything crazy in a long time. So, are they due? Not necessarily, but one more. It's $1,000. Come on. Go. Those are 60. Give us, I don't even care, give us a triple or a double with a cherry. It all matters in this game. Yeah, the sevens pay a lot on this one too. Sevens I think pay, yeah, 20,000. What was I in for?
60.
Yeah, this is 65. We're out for 22.5. Are they playing next week? We need some help. I can imagine that triple. 70. Biggest on this one was 60,000, but honestly, it could be something just incredible on this. Guys, I want you to realize, we would have hit that, well, that would have been 45,000 for a triple. It's an accidental quick spin. When you drop the first two like that, there's so many symbols that can help you. The double, the triple, you know, even just a mixed bar. Come on. We really need something to happen. There's 1,000. I mean, we're seeing nothing. One of those bad runs. Okay, it only takes one. It only takes one. I'm gonna keep saying that. There you go. 7,500. Puts us out for 30 grand. So, how are you?
I might win something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm the cruise winner guy that I talked to you like a month ago. I was saying I won on the cruise 50 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
awesome.
appreciate it. This is my buddy Reisman here.
Good luck, guys.
He was my cameraman when I was there. Yeah, he said no.
That's amazing.
Thank you. Good luck, all right?
Good luck.
Yes, thank you. Good luck.
So we're out for 30. I think this is 80. No nudging, nothing fancy on this one. Let's go.
Cherries are on there, 1,000.
Well, yeah. All right, another 2,500. So 32.5 in for 80. Hi there. Good luck. Okay. We are sort of in the zone right now. So I want to talk about some stuff we have coming up. August 22nd. We have a Mr. Handpay Your Luck, or I'm sorry, Mr. Handpay Hot Seat here at Foxwoods. We're giving away $75,000. All you need to do, go to MrHandpayCasinoandTravel.com. We can set you up here if you guys want to come on the trip, but 45,000, one away again. So yeah, we can set you up. You want to come on the trip? All you need to do, sit down on a slot and play. That's it. Come on. Sit down on a slot, sit down on a table. My gosh. So that would have been 6 times 15 or 45,000. So it would have been 45 or 90. That's it. And the volatility should be much less on these games than the Dragon Links and anything else, right? $35. So you guys can see how difficult this can be. You know, the sessions where you win big, they'll come like back to back. So again, if you guys want to come, August 22nd, it's a Friday night. I'd love for you guys to be a part of this. All you gotta do, show up here at Foxwoods, play on any slot machine, any table, and you will be able to be entered, and you hope that I walk up behind you and tell you you're a winner. But we're giving away $75,000 that day. Can we just be nice one time here? And there's 10,000 on that one. Okay. So biggest hand pay so far. So we're let me see. All right, so that's 42. I think we're out for 42.5. Maybe you guys got to check and let me know. We could be off. So some other things I want to talk about. There's a lot of fraud going around on YouTube right now. Remember, I'm never going to send you a message. I'm never going to message you from some random account. Guys, I'm so busy with everything I'm doing. I'm not hunting out random people. I know you'd want it to possibly be me sending the message, but it's not me. Don't send any money to these people. It's not real. You know, I heard of some woman actually recently. She thought she was talking to like Brad Pitt or Kevin Costner or something, and it was all AI generated, and she divorced her husband. But it was actually not them. Like, it's, I'm not saying on them, but you got to be very careful. And there's a lot of like scam slot sites as well that are not real. The only people that I'm partnered with are DraftKings and Horseplay. That's it. Nothing else. So just be careful, watch yourself, don't put yourself in a bad situation. So other things, you got to go to MrHandPayCasinoandTravel.com. Why? We have so much information on there. So August 22nd, you're going to want to come here to Foxwoods. You're going to want to come here October 4th and November 1st, Halloween weekend. We've got some crazy, crazy things going on. We got 2 weekends, October 4th and the 31st or the 1st of November. We're going to be giving away a bunch of Your Luck Has Arrived as part of the casino. We're going to see how that works, how the videos translate, and decide if we're going to keep doing those. But all right, let me get paid on this one. Sit tight. We're going to move over here. She's still paying. Actually paying. Just single credit. Probably getting expensive. All right, so I'm starting to feel like a little better about this one. I think we're going to turn this around here, possibly. All right, and we are back. Move those two up. Just one time, line it up. All right, nothing there. This is sort of one of these all or nothing sessions. Another $5 grand, but we could have been close to getting something real big there. So 47.5 we're out for. Thank you, AJ.
Do you guys need anything?
Not right now. Thank you.
Okay, just let me know.
Thank you.
Michelle. Just say Michelle.
Thank you.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, so we're gonna go. We got another $5 grand out for 47.5. We're having just so much fun on these machines today. I've never hit sevens on this. There's another 2,500. So we're out for 50. Now I move over. So we're out for 50 grand here. And let me know, do you guys like these old school 3-reel? I do, because I know the potential, I know how much you can win. I've done very well on similar machines in the past.
So you're not gonna miss anything over here?
Thank you. All right, so we are out for 50 exactly. Oops, missed that one. All right, it's back in. Just put it in the right order one time. There's 52.5. Now we move again. right, now they're gonna, hopefully we got it all warmed up. And we're gonna find a way to make it back. That would be amazing. And just so you guys know, the difference between Double Diamond and Double Diamond Deluxe. Deluxe is where they have nudging reels. Very close again. Come on. And then it slows down and we get another little one. Yuck. Now we move over. We're getting a lot of hand pace today. I didn't play.
You didn't play the
Oh, the tournament I lost. Yeah, I know, I suck.
I wasn't gonna go that far.
You gave me the look, like, what's wrong with you? Just kidding. All right, so we're out for 55 right now. All right, out for 55. Player card not allowed at the moment. Out and in. Now we're in. I just want to get real loud one of these times here. There would have been. Thank you. Ooh, almost got it. Yeah, I'll jump on that one next. I like the music on there, the sound. It was almost 60,000, right? I think it was a triple on the right. Let's do one more in here. You got to get streaky on here. Otherwise, you got to get something really, really big. So any combination of 3 double and triples would pay 400,000. Otherwise, 3 triples going across, $625,000. 12.5. Double diamond again. All right, I think I'm done on this one for now. Thank you. Thanks, Cynthia. All right, we got one with volume, which is nice. Moves it up, gives us 1,000. Yeah, I'm not sure where the sound's done on those. They're not that old. I say old school just because they're 3 reel. And this one pays 160,000 for any combination of a 7 with 2 double diamonds. 400,000 for double diamonds across. you go, 10,000. Just like that. Let me go over here. Not much. Another one here. 12.5 more. You guys got it all figured out over there?
Yeah, I just took them up for the room.
That's weird. They wouldn't. That was weird. They wouldn't let them charge. All right, so 12.5 more. So we're at 67.5. We're out for. We just need to get a little lucky here. Got it. No, $60,000. $60,000. Smacked it right there. $60,000. $60,000. So we got 60, we got 10, and 2,500. 72,500, just like that, at Foxwoods. Smacked it.
I was like, so you are even?
Yeah. Exactly. That's epic. I think we're up maybe a little bit, but oh, you're okay. You're all right. All right, we are back. Oh, almost got another one. So, like I said, everything gets real streaky here, right? So we got 10,000, 2,500, 60,000, and another 2,500. So we're out for 100. I have to take a look here. I think we're out 130. We're up a little bit on this session. How much credit do we have in the one left still? Let's get another one. Huh? So we got 2,000 more, okay. So, we're gonna live to play another day for sure. And you guys know, that one was take, and then it turned around, another 1,000. But we have not hit a cherry with a multiplier at all today. Come on. Talked a little smack. Thought it was going to show up, but did not. Oh, just do it. Again, that's 12.5, 25,000. Move that down. And I think it's 40 for the 7. So this one, you can get 160,000. 2 times, another one. Good luck, guys. Look next to me.
What'd you get this one for?
Little one. Brought me back to almost even.
Yeah, right?
No, up a little bit.
I got this for 80 grand a month ago. 100 all that. What? So, big business.
Wait, you got double?
Yes. You're right there. On the 100 all that. 80 grand.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's great. Oh,
that's crazy. No wonder it's not paying out. All right, we're gonna get this thing reset. We're gonna keep it going just a little bit more here.
Oh, that's on 500 all that too?
That's all I'm playing, yeah. So they're on separate RNGs though, I believe, between the 100 and 500. So there's no correlation, no. That's an epic hit on $100.
It was. Yeah, it was.
I mean, I've hit it on $100 too. So $50 times 2, I hit 80,000. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
The math all works out on that. 1,000. Another 1,000.
Just kind of keep it busy, huh?
You almost done?
Huh?
You almost done for that?
5 minutes?
Almost. All right, so epic comeback here today. Another 1,000. Again, we have not seen a cherry with a double, and we just got it. There you go, 5,000. I was just gonna say, haven't seen it. We smacked it. All right, another 5,000 in there. So we're out 137,500. Another 2,500. Yeah, not in there though. Put them in the other part because I've got a whole bunch of other stuff up there. All right, $140,000 we're out for. I don't even know how many we're waiting on. We're waiting on. Did I get the 10,000? No.
Still waiting.
That's what I thought. Okay, and 2 more, so 15 plus 60. Okay, so we're waiting on 75,000 right now. All right, so this is the dilemma. Like, when do you get off these machines? I don't know, when I hit 60,000 on all of them? Just kidding, another 5. Did I even add the last one? So what was this last one here?
2,500.
I think we're at 147.5 in hand pays. I really like the sound. So much better. Enhances the experience, makes you think like you're gonna win more, but we know that's not true. All right, so last one here was 5,000 because we got the cherry. And this time we get 2,500 more. Let's set 150,000 out as we really turn this session around today. All right, check this out. Foxwoods Resort Casino. You know, just minding my own business, pushing the button, and one time I decided to grab this thing right here. 7-7 triple for $60,000. Check this out. Look at this dance he does.
Like I have to do all the time. For, see this what side like?
The Charlie Chaplin dance.
Yes.
All right, show him. Let's do it.
With me, you and Jason, we do together.
Yeah.
Look this one, like yeah.
That's security. I can take both of you guys. Ready?
Okay. 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000, 45,000, 50,000, 55,000, 60,000.
$60,000 on a single spin. Unbelievable here at Foxwoods.
Good job.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you, thank you. Robert, best in the business. You guys got to get out here. Brian just won $60,000 too. Actually, your wife did.
Yeah, my wife did.
That's her money, right?
Yes.
And this guy,
Got the blackjack tournament, just converted it.
how much you get? 42,800 or no?
I cashed out 43,000 in blackjack, and I still got about 12,000 in promo chips.
Seriously?
Yeah, so I'm doing pretty good.
Attaboy.
Appreciate it.
Look what I just hit. Big one. Right there. What do you think?
Where do I see that?
Right there. On the bottom right.
Oh!
Big one, right?
Congratulations.
No, kidding. Look at this one. This one's the better one.
Oh, 2,500.
Got a little one over there.
I appreciate that, and you do too. So we can afford dinner tonight.
Well, not necessarily. And we got $5 over here, so I got to just keep going.
Yeah, I'm going home, brother.
Have fun on your vacation. Good seeing you. All right, so is there another one left on here? That is the question. I'm gonna throw one more in this one. So I was gonna leave. There's like $6,000 on all these machines. You know, we could have taken that with us. Done there.
Well, it's nothing easier than what I just got. Buy this one, this $10 million, $900. Just build it for $3.5.
And now we go over here. And this one was so nasty for so long to us. Missed one more there. I know, that would have been 20,000. And we're back on the machine we just hit 60,000 on. And this is usually when you smack another massive one. I'm just telling you. So we hit it on the knob. Big hand pays should follow big hand pays on this, right? I don't know. Come on. I just get so excited about it. One more, and then I'm running away. I'm gonna do 2 quick spins. It would not let me do a fast spin, so that means I gotta do another one. Oh, come on. I want to see double, triple, something else. Got 1,000. Whoa! Another 45,000. Smacked it again. Thought it was gonna be bigger. It's not that big. Don't get excited. I just jumped up. The biggest one. No, it's just another 45. That's it. I didn't see it.
Hey, that's good money for me.
45. All right, that's a great session. I'm done. So we had over 100 and I don't know. Another one, 215,000. I mean, just crazy. So. All right, so well, you don't want to see what happens on the wheel?
Oh, the wheel's spinning?
Let's go. All right, Jason, number 2. Go push it.
Go push it?
Yeah. All right, let's see. Press the spin. You can touch the buttons. You can pull the wheel or the knob. You can touch that. Yep, you can do whatever. All right, so we can see up to $100,000 on this. I just screwed around. I put in $1,800, took a couple spins, and we got it. It's going to be a guaranteed hand pay. Looks like it's going to be 8,000. That's another nice win. Whew, can't stop winning today. And Shane, 100 grand up there.
I love this, Dave.
You got to show him this, Shane. You said 45,000 right here. Unreal. All right, absolutely destroyed it here at Foxwoods. Just got triple bar, triple for $45,000. Check this out. But that's not all. Right before that, I got mixed sevens ×3 for $60,000. $105,000 in 2 spins here at Foxwoods. Money's calling, I'm answering. Come here to Foxwoods Resort Casino if you want to win big. This is crazy. All right, 1 second. All right, so we're gonna take, I have to take some more spins. I mean, we have destroyed it on this today. And I just had a feeling, and we were getting demolished at one point, and that was the last spin again here. So the other crazy thing, there is no sound on this machine or that one. No sound at all. No, these are not, they worked. They worked. So, is there a third? I would say not likely. But I would love to see it happen. Gosh, could you imagine? And it could be 45,000 ×3. 135. You guys, oh gosh. That would have been 30,000 times whatever. If it would have been here, 270. I feel like I need to play till I get one more hand pay on this. I mean, that's 40 times whatever. Well, it could be ×2, ×3. That would have been 400. I mean, this feels like something might happen here. You guys. And now you get 2,500. All right. Okay. Be another 15,000. Instead we get 1,000. That's another 5,000. So that turns 1,000 into 5. That's amazing with that.
So what is that then? Times
so
5 again?
it's like having 2 cherries. Which would be 2,500, I'm assuming, right? ×2, so 7,500 if it was ×3. Not bad. Got another one. All right, this is one of those sessions. It's like I should just walk away, but they're giving away the house here at Foxwoods. It looks like another 1,000. Come on! The problem is, if I don't get off now, I never will. And I am walking away a winner. And that was an unbelievable Sunday session. So 3 days in a row, we've won a bunch of money, getting back to my roots, playing big bets again. We haven't done any Your Luck Has Arrived. Let me know in the comments. Do you want more Your Luck Has Arrived? Because we've done 3 days of me playing again. And today, I mean, you guys can see I was stressed. Like, people say you don't really get pissed or you don't get upset. But, I mean, at one point we were down like $50,000 or $60,000, and that's real money. We were just talking like, you know, if I want to remodel my or put a new garage in or remodel my kitchen or whatever, like, it's a lot of money, right? It could be $100,000, $200,000. I'm like, I do a couple sessions and I lose $150,000 or $200,000 for what? To make a video you make a few $1,000s on? It's real money to me at the end of the day. Casino's not paying for me to do this. I'm trying to put a show on for you guys. So it hurts. And I even said at one point, like, I just hope to come back and get even. And we did, and we ended up winning a bunch of money. So that helped. I mean, just some of it right here. Crazy with these hand pays here today. So we need to talk about what we have going on. I need you to get me to 1 million subscribers. Help me get to 1 million, and we're gonna give away $100,000 in Your Luck Has Arrived packages, and we're actually gonna give away 5 packages that are worth over $25,000, or about $25,000, with round-trip airfare, spa, food, $10,000 in Your Luck Has Arrived. Potential to win a lot of money.
I love tennis, and over the years, people got used to me winning a lot of tournaments.
You get the Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
The classic.
I have $50,000 here.
The classic.
I have $50,000 here. How much can I win? New hand pay? I need a generational hit to keep winning. 250 a spin, and we'll go down the line. Okay. It is
Kingdom.
Are we back? Ash Ketchum.
Infinite Craft is where you take water, you take earth.
Each casino has its own set of rules for the specifics on how to handle me.
Hello.
This is MJ's PE.
Today I'm attempting to beat Pokemon Fire Red by
You know what I'm talking about. In the club, steadily walking it up.
This dude, Artemis, is probably one of my favorite too. Like that crow vibe with the sniper is weak.
Wish you could apply for a credit card that won't ding your
In the
credit.
club,
if-
steadily walking and talking now. I got a minute. I got a minute.
In 1890.
Walk with a water spout.
The crate.
Chicken wing hit the color green. Yeah. Chicken he hit the color green. All these niggas, they making me laugh. Look at them.
I'm on Bible.org.
They close the doors, about 250 people in there. They have a lady at the front. They got her spread eagle, you know what I'm saying? Which is which I think should be our national bird, you know what I'm saying? Boy, I salute that, dude. I doubt any brothers would kneel if they let that thing fly across the stadium. I know that.
I hope you write that down. That's really funny.
Well, I mean, that's just what's going on, you know?
I appreciate it, and thanks, brother. We're not racist, or I'm not trying to be. You know, I have some flare-ups in traffic, but overall, I'm good. You know, I'm doing my best, man. I'm out here on the front lines of not trying to be, brother.
And in 1994, like 70 infected monkeys got out in our town, and they literally, the police came to YMCA summer camp and let the oldest kids leave to help them look for these monkeys, right?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I remember like guys, they had guys with like rebel flags in their truck. I'm like, it's not a racial thing, guys. These are fucking 70. These are chimpanzees and macaws that are loose around town. You know, this isn't a gang that's moved in. You know, but I remember me and a couple of other kids. I still remember having a wet bathing suit on, cornering chimpanzee outside of a Kenny Rogers Roasters with a police officer and 3 other kids, like, rah, 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 you know, by this drive-through, and this fat elf of a woman honking at us like we're ruining her, you know, dream shake she's buying or whatever, and her fucking cornbread while we're trying to save our town from a who knows what this monkey had.
From a
maybe
Planet of the Apes apocalypse.
Yeah, maybe something of them need to go. I remember the first Wigger went to our school. I told you guys that before. The first Wigger, this kid Brian St. Pierre, went to our school, and they'd never seen it before, you know, and they thought he was mentally handicapped. They put him in. They made him eat the third lunch. You know, the third lunch, a special lunch where those kids are in there. You know, they make some of their own food and then they eat it. You know, to make them have a talent. And he was in there, dude, this Wigger. So you'd have like, you know, you have like kids who really had mental illnesses and, you know, everything, all the DS and everything. And then you'd have Brian St. Pierre wearing a Charlotte Hornets pullover, dribbling an invisible basketball all day, bro. Just posting up mental kids in the lunch line, bro. They'd never seen it. They thought he was mentally handicapped just because he wanted to, you know, play with the brothers.
What are the words? Can you reveal what are some of the things that women can say to direct you in different ways?
Yeah, higher, lower, more pressure, less pressure. Can you go a little faster, please? Can you go a little slower, please? To the right, you know, to the left. Now slide. Now slide. Now. And that was a joke I did use one time in the thing, and it got a couple people to laugh, and one lady even farted a couple people over when I did. I realized yesterday, how weird is this? Tell me if this is racist or not, dude. Because you're the closest thing. You're the closest thing we've had to a black guest in a while, dude. Is the U.S. postal system basically just like giving mail to a black guy and hoping it gets where it's supposed to go? That's what I feel like, bro.
Do you like the cooking shows?
I don't watch any of that.
Yeah.
That's more for women, I think.
Okay.
I don't watch somebody cook while I'm laying there hungry, bro. What is this, Guantanamo Bay?
You can be fed and watch it.
Yeah, but still, that just seems outlandish, bro. I'm not that lazy.
Okay.
And then after that, they had a comedy. I have some tour dates to tell you.
I mean, he understands.
So we.
I'm on Bible.org or whatever.
There you go.
Nah, dude, it's good. Nah, dude, it's good. Look, man, I don't get to be around a lot of black folks. I'm happy that you're here, man.
I figured that's why I wanted to do the episode. I told you I was looking and I just couldn't find any black, you know, black talent being interviewed by you. So I guess I'll be the I guess I'll be the first guy to do so.
Yeah, bro. Thank you, man.
In the community, I think more black women want you to be. You got to be more assertive. Not too much, because you know how y'all get. But
yeah, none of that.
Y'all got to meet her.
None of that turn back the clock shit. We ain't doing none of that. I'm a modern day soldier, brother. 100%, buddy.
None of that going back to the 1800s bullshit. I'm saying like be assertive as if like
2012 and up, bro.
Yeah, 2012 and up assertive, right?
Blanket is like because a lot of brothers used to have crazy names back in the day.
Yeah.
Blanket, Whisker.
Yeah.
You'd meet a brother named Whisker.
I think he changed his name, didn't he?
Damn, he kind of had that Native American look.
Mm-hmm. Did Michael Jackson use his own nut to make his kids?
You mean into a woman?
He look Indian.
Yeah.
There's no way there ain't no black gene in that.
He looked like full moonwalker.
Yeah. That's no black gene in that blood right there.
I think no, yeah.
But that's a good question. But he does believe he's black, which is like it's cool. But you know,
he could be albino, dude. Every now and then they got them.
Clearly, they can say the word. You know what I'm saying? It might not look like they're albinos.
Bro,
look at him. That's what I'm saying. He's the same skin complexion as you.
Bro, that's Macklemore, dog. What are you talking about, man?
Can they say it? Can they say it?
Look, bro, that dude, I think, can say whatever he wants, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like there's so much pressure for black guys, though, because you have to show up with a big wiener.
Man, dog.
You have no fucking choice,
You're
bro.
black. Throw that bitch around your shoulder, dog.
Bro,
like
put
this.
that bitch on the arm, bro.
Make it a briefcase, man.
Yeah. We was in a apartment, but some people kept stealing our balcony.
What?
People kept stealing the wood from our balcony.
People were stealing the actual balcony.
Yeah, people were stealing and build shit in their yard. You come home and I bet you missing it. Somebody will have a little bit of a fucking fence in their yard suddenly. Like, bitch, that's our fucking balcony.
Because I think it's so crazy how they make those videos when people get out and the first thing they do is put them on fucking video, bro. And a lot of them have had like years to think up a couple bars or something to elite, and they say the fucking dumbest
Right off
shit,
rip,
bro.
right off rip.
You know, I'm gonna kill everybody. Some dude said. I was like,
right.
dang, bro.
Yeah, man. I think your boy from Louisiana.
Oh, Starzy's Rex?
Starzy Rex, the white boy.
Yeah.
That said the N-word.
And he shouldn't have done it. And look, don't do it, man. I know you want to do it. But yeah, I've said it before. Write it down. Put it in a bottle. A lot of people will do that, I notice.
What does that do for you, though?
It's just like message in a bottle. It just gets it out of your system.
Yeah. You want it to get out to the world, but without it being known or seen. It's just out
just
there.
let the Lord do what he wants with it then. If you throw it out into the water, that's on you. Look at that.
What's your type? I don't know.
I think probably tall volleyball, maybe likes being indoors, likes being outdoors.
Yeah.
You know, likes might have a pet, might not.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody with 2 pets, honestly, bro. You know?
So with Diddy, bro, people coming at him.
Shit. Who knows, man?
I mean, people always would say that he might be a little rambunctious. But I think you also hear that about anybody that's got a lot of money.
A lot of power.
And a lot of power.